It cannot easily raise large capital. It cannot invite the public for subscription of shares and debenture. It has limited facilities, and separation of ownership from management reduces efficiency. Public company. A business undertaking which raises its capitals by inviting members of the public for shares subscription. Let's look at the features of public company. 1. It has a minimum member of 7 and no upper limit. Their members have limited liability. It has a legal entity and it issues debenture and bonds. It has perpetual existence. Advantages of public company. It raises a large capital through sales of shares. The shareholder's debt is limited to the value of his shares in the company, and other people cannot sue them for debt owed by the company. And it can buy in bulk. It can advertise its goods or services nationwide. It can employ specialists, etc., to reduce price, increase sales, and bring about efficiency. They can contribute to economic growth and development through employment opportunities. Disadvantages of public company. There is much delay to make necessary changes in bad policies, decisions, etc. It is difficult for a large firm to devise measures to eliminate waste completely. Many employees do not have the interest of the firm at heart. They incur initial high costs in preparation of documents and registration of the firm. There is a separation of ownership and management. Company's formation. Before a limited company comes into existence, the promoters must comply with certain legal formalities like company registration with the company's decree number 51 of 1968, and these documents must be prepared and forwarded to the registrar of the companies for approval. Memorandum of Association. It contains the powers and the rules that guide its interaction and relationship with the public members. Article of Association. It contains all rules, powers, and regulations that properly guide its domestic administration. Prospectus. It is a document used by a company to portray its good image regarding its profitability prospects. Trading certificates. It is a document that permits a limited liability company to commence business after it has been properly registered and given incorporation certificate. Sources of capital. 1. Sales of shares to the public members. Many firms often obtain loans from the public through the issue of debenture, that is, borrowing money from the public. Many firms plug back their profits to enhance their capital base. Some firms increase their fixed or working capital by buying machines, raw materials, etc. on credit. They obtain loans from financial institutions, especially banks. Let's look at differences between private and public company. Private company. It has a minimum number of 2 shareholders and a maximum number of 50, while public company has a minimum number of 7 and no upper limit. Private company cannot call on the public to buy shares, while public company can call on the public to buy shares. Private company shareholders can only transfer their shares with the company's consent, while public company shareholders can easily transfer their shares without seeking the company's consent. In private company, it does not issue bonds and debentures, while in public company, it issues debentures and bonds. Also, in private company, after being incorporated, they can start business without trading certificate. But in public company, After being incorporated, they cannot start business without trading certificate. In private company, they have small capital and operate on a small scale. While in public company, they have large capital and operate on a large scale. Trade associations. What do you understand by trade associations? They are organizations formed by traders, businessmen and women, artisans, manufacturers, and professionals who engage in the same line of business for the purpose of developing and protecting their common interests. Examples include spare parts traders, lawyers, medical doctors, etc. Aims of trade association: to promote members' common interest against any form of threats, to promote their trade or business through collective efforts. They settle disputes among their members, to present a united front against any matter that adversely affects their trade, to constantly exert upward pressure on the level of prices of their goods. Functions of trade association: they promote their line of trade through various marketing activities like sales promotion. They occasionally have contact with different tiers of government to discuss matters affecting their business. They meet regularly to determine the level of prices for their products. They assist their members in the standardization of their products. They provide credit facilities and other assistance to their members. Chamber of Commerce: it is a voluntary association of businessmen and women, traders, entrepreneurs, and people in other commercial activities formed in a particular town, city, or country for the purpose of protecting and promoting their local commercial interests. Examples include Lagos Chamber of Commerce, Kano Chamber of Commerce, etc. Aims of Chamber of Commerce: 1. To protect and promote their local commercial interests, to establish a trade link with other towns, states, or countries, to protect all forms of economic activity in a town, to establish cordial relationship with other associations in other towns, to conduct marketing activities in order to stimulate demands for local goods. Functions of Chamber of Commerce: they protect and promote all commercial activities in the town. They build up strong trading connection with other towns. Many conduct trade fair periodically, and many set up statistical bureaus which gather and circulate useful information to all members. They act as watchdog on legislation and strongly oppose laws that are not in their favor. They render useful advice to their members, and they assist their members to collect their debts from abroad. Let's look at their structure. When the chambers of commerce in a country come together to form a central body, such association is called unilateral chamber of commerce. E.g., we have Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce. That's what we call NACIMA. NACCIMA. Is the central body to which all chambers of commerce in Nigeria are affiliated. It comprises all chambers of commerce in Nigeria. Among are Lagos Chamber of Commerce, Sokoto Chamber of Commerce, Kano Chamber of Commerce, etc. Also, the association of chambers of commerce between two countries like Nigeria and Britain is called bilateral chambers of commerce. For example, we have Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce. Also, an association of chamber of commerce among 3 or more countries is called multilateral chambers of commerce. Like, we have example like